Well, Arteta arrived late, way back in the night. This time it was night, but way back in Portugal it was not yet night. And he came out and obviously spoke to us as far as the tie of Arsenal and FC Porto is really concerned. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show where we break down what Arteta really went ahead to say. It's the post. It's not the post. It's the match press conference review in here for you, all break down, all digest. You can as well name it what you want, but we are here to really add dots and see what exactly it's gonna be like here onto the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And this is Aradi, and we thank God for the gift of life. Time of recording, it's already a Wednesday, and it's the day when Arsenal is going to really take on the side of FC Porto. Now, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, the Christians, we thank God for the gift of life, and let's obviously set it off as it's supposed to be. Now, we go with Mikel Arteta. We start off. He was asked on the strength of the FC Porto team. He said, I'm really impressed with FC Porto. I know the manager really well and the history that they have. They have a lot of experience in the competition. They have many qualities in many phases of it. That's why they are always competitive in Europe competitions. It's really tough. It's a really tough opponent that we are going to face tomorrow. At the same time, we are very excited. It's been 7 years that we haven't been here, and we are all full of energy and excitement to play the game we want to tomorrow. Now, obviously, you have to give Porto respect, but I think gone are the days when teams like FC Porto could obviously come in through and really edge out teams in the Premier League, La Liga, and Italian Serie A or Bundesliga. You know, those were back in the days. I remember when Porto was playing Man United, that game ended 2-2, and it required Ronaldo to score a screamer almost past the halfway line, and it went into the back of the net. That is what obviously it was all about. So FC Porto knocked out Arsenal, I think was it in 2009, 2010, you know, in the round of 16. So FC Porto even won the Champions League with Jose Mourinho in 2003, 2004. So they are winners of the Champions League, something that Arsenal are not going to hate to clinch. But trust me, they are now the underdogs. Arsenal are going this game as favorites, and when Arteta says that his players are really charged up, he really means it, but he gives respect to FC Porto. And by the way, this FC Porto is really dilute. They are really dilute to an extent that they don't have even those top players that you'll obviously try to look at and say, all right, they're really afraid of. Remember the other FC Porto that had Carvalho, Deco, Benjamin McCarthy. They really had good players that were of good quality, and ever since they won that Champions League, they went ahead to see those players cross to better sides. But this time round, you look at FC Porto and you ask yourself, who is their star player? The goalkeeper, Diego Costa, you know, I think is the most valuable player in that squad. They also have Evanilson, the Brazilian, you know, but he's not all that highly rated. Then Taremi, another one. So Pepe, a 40-year-old, I don't really see it as a team that can come in through and obviously stop Arsenal, unless otherwise things don't go on as planned. But even if they force a draw or beat Arsenal by like 2-1 or 1-0 in Portugal, trust me, they cannot survive the side of the Emirates. That is it. Arsenal, however much they've gone ahead on to play in the Champions League for a very long time, but they're looking a better side. They're having players with experience, you know, Kai Havertz, Jorginho. Who else has gone ahead to play in the Champions League at Arsenal? Jesus is out. Zinchenko is out. So, Jorginho's experience and Kai Havertz's experience is really very important to note in this beautiful game of football. And Jorginho and Kai Havertz are not new to this stadium. Remember, in the Champions League finale of 2021, where they beat Chelsea, where they beat Man City by 1-0 to win that Champions League, they found themselves playing in that game, and it was Kai Havertz who scored. And if at all he scores tomorrow or today, he'll be in the best book of history that The last time he played there, he scored, and the next time he went ahead to play there, he has gone ahead to score. So Arteta is speaking with respect, but annihilation might be seen in Portugal, and Arsenal might really explode on the night, and they're really having huge chances to explode on the night. Arteta on Fabio Vieira, he said, I'm really happy with him, but sad at the same time because it's been a tough period of him, especially with the last injury, because he had some momentum and had put some performances together before he got injured. That broke up his rhythm again, like last season, but he's an enormous talent, and we are going to get the best out of him. That's what we are being told by Mikel Arteta. So, obviously, Fabio Vieira is really one of those players that you can really call unlucky at Arsenal, because every time he's really struggling to get into the team and he gets going and hits the ground running, he plays like 3-4 games, Fabio Vieira finds himself injured. You can all agree with me that their games went ahead to start when he was like a very tough player, but injuries went ahead to affect his rhythm, as Arteta has told us, and he's now back. But him being back should be backed up with minutes, and he should obviously fight hard not to get injured again. This is a very critical situation for Arsenal in the 2 trophies they are in, and this guy needs to be available. If he's not available, then it's not going to be worth it. Arteta on whether he asks for help from Fabio Vieira, especially as far as this game of football was concerned, because he knows FC Porto very well, he knows the atmosphere of the fans, and he knows the ins and outs of FC Porto. Arteta said he was really pushing because he wanted to be here. That's for sure. Having an insider, someone who has experience and has lived the culture, and the club gives you a lot of information. It's very important in Europe to understand the context of the game, what type of opponent they are, what type of atmosphere you are going to be facing, and he can give us some real important information. That is it, It's like in a glass, because he was at FC Porto 2 seasons ago. He signed for Arsenal in the summer of 2022, meaning that he has so far been away for like 1.5 years, and June or July this year will make 2 years of him out of FC Porto, meaning that however much a day is so much in football, it hasn't gone ahead to see him leave this side, for a long time. He knows exactly what is happening there. He knows what their plan is and what the players are like and the weaknesses of every player, because these are things that are being talked about in the dressing room of the side of Arsenal. So everyone who really believes that Fabio Vieira is going to be really part and influential for this fixture is right. Like Mikel Arteta, he has gone ahead to obviously try to get information out of him, and obviously it's really important to have a player like him. And obviously he wanted maybe to bid farewell to the fans of FC Porto, because he has never really waved at them ever since he was signed at Arsenal, because Arsenal have never gotten a chance to obviously see themselves play against FC Porto in any tournament. So for the very first time, he's going to play against FC Porto, and he was pushing to start, meaning that even over the weekend he might have been maybe ready to take part into that encounter between Arsenal and Burnley, but he said, I want obviously to be fit to go away at FC Porto and really say my goodbyes, and try to see whether Arteta can even get him minutes into that stadium. But it will depend on the game situation for him to get minutes, and obviously the player looks like he wants to play against FC Porto and maybe have something to say to the fans by really waving to them. So we wait and see how that pans out, but it's really very important to note that Fabio Vieira is back and Arteta is really excited to have him. Then we go to Arteta on whether it's important not to underestimate the first leg of the round of 16. We know how tricky it is. We've been 2 or 3 months out of the competition, and now we are going to face really a different side of it. All the teams are really very tough. we have little time to prepare the games and the ball is rolling. You have to be very ready because these teams are very prepared and very dangerous. So Arteta knows it very well that he's coming in through to play a team that has history onto the European continent. But we're going to hate to see Arsenal beating Sevilla and PSV, who also have some good history on the European continent. And when you look at the quality that Arsenal is really having, there is no way these teams are going to survive like FC Porto, unless by a slim chance, that's when this fixture can go to the side of FC Porto. But Arsenal has all what it takes to obviously do the needful. But what Arteta is emphasizing is that they are not going to underestimate any player. That is it. They are not going to underestimate any player. And if at all you feel like you are gonna underestimate FC Porto, then you wait and see how Arteta is gonna go really for them. What FC Porto need to know is this team is a high scoring team. That is it. It's a high scoring team. Ever since this year started, this team has gonna hit to score 21 goals. And they've gonna hit to beat teams like Liverpool, West Ham, strong teams. And Nottingham away. So it shows you that they are really on fire. And I want to see the style of play that the manager of FC Porto is going to bring, because if he doesn't pack the bus and really plays a head-to-head game, Arsenal is going to really annihilate him. That is it. Because they will be like taking themselves to the lion's den. So they need to be very, 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 very low blocking in their way, because if they don't really low block, then Arsenal is going to really utilize them because of the quality they have in that midfield. Trossard, Fabio Vieira, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, they can really do something threatening to you. When you go to the front three, Kai Havertz, one, then you're having Saka, man on fire, 7 in 6 games. Then the other guy is, what's the name of that guy? The other guy is Martinelli. They're going to annihilate you. So all you have to do is simple. Pack the bus and pay a little bit of respect to Arsenal and maybe find means of hitting them on the break later. Then Arteta on how much belief he has that the team can go deep in the Champions League competition. He said, it's great. We have learned a right to be here. We have earned it right to be here. We've earned the right to be here. It's been 7 years since we've been at this table for this kind of match, and 14 years since we've been able to go to the next stage. That's the challenge. That's what is ahead of us. And we are really excited to face it and to go for it with full belief. That's for sure. Now, I really see people talking about pedigree in the Champions League. Now, if pedigree in the Champions League was really crucial, how did Man City beat Inter Milan? Inter Milan have already lifted the Champions League, close to 2-3 times. Man City hadn't lifted it, This was their second final they played, and they went ahead to miss out on the first one they missed out on the trophy. But a team with no pedigree went ahead to beat a team with pedigree. Chelsea to first win the Champions League, they won it in 2012. They beat Bayern Munich in the final, So, teams have gone ahead to win this Champions League. Pedigree. Now, I don't see where pedigree comes into this. Arsenal is by far a better team than FC Porto, and they are going to really destroy that side of FC Porto. And FC Porto knows it very well. Unless otherwise, their goalkeeper, Diego Costa, comes to the rescue. But I don't really see how this is going to happen. I see a lot of annihilation coming in through from Arsenal towards this side. So, 14 years since Arsenal last got through to the round of 8. But I think this is a very beautiful tie that should give Arsenal a very good goal to obviously take themselves to where they deserve to be. But all I can tell you is Arsenal are the favorites. The next round might really be a little bit hard, but I know the only team that can knock out Arsenal in this Champions League is Man City. And the only team that can knock out Man City is Arsenal. So, you let me know where we are going. These teams cannot compete with Arsenal and Manchester City. And I see a lot of chances for the Champions League to cross to the Premier League side. That is it. Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Bayern Leverkusen, Barcelona, RB Leipzig, Dortmund, PSG, Real Sociedad, they cannot beat this side. Napoli, they can't knock out Arsenal or Man City unless otherwise it's the bad day in office. Arsenal and Man City are the favorites, and I would love to see a final between Arsenal and Manchester City. That is it. Even if it's Real Madrid, they cannot beat Arsenal. They can't. They cannot knock out Arsenal unless otherwise Arsenal is having injuries. But when Arsenal is really having all its players back, there is no way Real Madrid or Bayern Munich can knock them out, because apart from Man City and Arsenal, the strongest team that follows them is Real Madrid. After Real Madrid, you can talk about after Real Madrid, you can talk about this guy, Bayern Munich. Those are the teams they're talking about. Inter Milan, Barcelona, those are the teams. So we just wait and see how that's going to unfold. But it's really a very hard tie for FC Porto. And their goalkeeper, Diego Costa, he's one of the best rated goalkeepers in the world. But we'll wait and see whether he's going to be up to the rescue. He has to be having a busy day. That is it, I tell you. He's going to be having a busy day. And Arteta has been asked on Diego Costa, and this shows you that they don't have big stars into their team. And the only big star they're having is Diego Costa, who was rated at 80 million euros, and he never crossed from that side to the Premier League. But you never know. In the summer, he might get his dream move. Arteta said, I'm not here to rate their players, but he's very good for sure. He's consistently been at that level for a few years. So, obviously, Diego Costa is good. One of the best ball-playing goalkeepers. He's a shot stopper too. I've enjoyed him more when he was really playing for Portugal. But Portuguese won't forgive him for that mistake he made in the World Cup that saw Morocco score that one goal that saw them knock out Portugal, and Morocco went to the semi-finals. So, Diego Costa is a very good goalkeeper, but I don't see him really stopping the side of Arsenal. Because however good you are, you cannot stop every shot at goal, especially if at all your team cannot really shield you from really getting those. So guys, your thoughts onto Arteta versus FC Porto Presser Digest are welcome in the comment section below. And Rokani David remains my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. See you later, my mates. Morning, the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Not so? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's see close to 200 likes. Smash this video. Arsenal versus FC Porto is a big one being played today down in Portugal. Your predictions are still welcome. Thank you for watching this video that I really did yesterday. It's coming to 6,000 views, unusual viewership on this channel. I'm out.